so much since I saw your face that night. It took 5 seconds to fall in love and 2 more to make you mine. Now it's 4 in the morning, sunset, and 7 minutes with you and it's 7. Ain't an hour that rolls by. I love you 24/7, 365. Give you my name if you wanted to. Key to my heart if you wanted to. And I hope and pray that you stay right here till we're old and gray. In the last few years I'm on a knee, I just need a yes. A couple kids and a picket fence. Share the memories like an open book. Every page I read still got me hooked, and I'm fine with spending my whole life on everything you like. Is it obvious that all of this is right? 'Cause it's been 3 years and 6 months since I saw your face that night. It took 5 seconds to fall in love and 2 more to make you mine. Now it's 4 in the morning, sunset, and 7 minutes with you and it's 7. Ain't an hour that rolls by. I love you 24/7, 365. We'll share the last bite of every meal. I'll wipe your tears when you're in your feels, and I'll hold you close through a thunderstorm. When it's cold at night, I'll keep you warm, 'cause I'm fine with spending my whole life on everything you like. Is it obvious that all of this is right? 'Cause it's been 3 years and 6 months since I saw your face that night. It took 5 seconds to fall in love and 2 more to make you mine. Now it's 4 in the morning, sunset, and 7 minutes with you and it's 7. Ain't an hour that rolls by. I love you 24/7, 365.
I was swaying from side to side.
Yes, indeed. Welcome back to the C Morning Show.
Good morning, Elijah.
Hi.
How are you?
Good,
Welcome
thank
to
you.
Elijah Woods.
Yes,
Have a seat.
Have a seat.
Wow, welcome to the studio and welcome
Yeah.
to Jakarta.
Thank you so much.
Asian tour.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for that performance, 24/7, 365. I thought I was really good
sweet.
at math, but there was a lot of numbers coming my way during that song.
No, you know what? Even though there was a lot of numbers, I couldn't help but smile. I was just like smiling side to side. I'm like, you know, if a guy were saying those things to me, I was just like,
I was.
"Aw." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I know. That's why I was swaying side to side, you know.
Wow. So tell us a little about this 24/7, 365. Tell us about the track.
Yeah, so I woke up one morning and I was in my boxers and I hadn't even eaten yet, and I started singing this melody in my head, and I was like, this is really catchy. I don't really know what this is.
Yeah.
And I went into my studio and I was like, this is pretty cool, and I had no idea what to write about. And all of a sudden the idea for a song that was spelling out I love you 24/7, 365 for the chorus came to me, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I started thinking about lyrically what it meant to me, and I recently just got engaged. I'm getting married in July.
Oh my goodness! Congratulations.
Yeah. And I wrote a song about how much and how often I love my person, my fiance, and yeah, the song just means a lot to me, and it's just my corny heart.
Well, I mean, it's like, believe it or not, we women, we like corny stuff.
Yeah,
It's like
don't worry.
sometimes we try to be cool. It's like, nah. But it's like we're marshmallows inside.
Me and you both.
Yeah, exactly. So, in a recent interview, you said the song was one of the reasons behind your Asian tour plan. And we
Yeah.
know that you're touring Asia. After Jakarta, you'll go to Singapore, you'll go to other Southeast Asian countries, you'll even end up in Seoul as well at their jazz festival. So tell us about this.
Yeah, I mean, I've always dreamt about just traveling here and coming here. I live in Canada, so it's about 15,000 kilometers from home.
Yeah, how many
and
hours of
I
flight
think we
was
share that.
Yeah.
From my old backyard, old stomping grounds in Toronto. There you go.
Canadian connection. And I've always dreamt about traveling here. My family's been here, and they were always like, you have to come to Indonesia and Southeast Asia in general.
Yeah.
And I've just been so fortunate that music gets to take me to these amazing places. And with this song, performing so well and people consuming my music, I was able to come over here and say, hey, let's do a tour, let's come over and play these songs. So I'm so excited. Yeah, we're playing on Saturday, opening for Na Horan, which is really, really incredible. I'm so excited for that.
Yes.
But it's my first time in Jakarta, and it's beautiful. We drove around yesterday, and I got to see a lot of different neighborhoods, and it's so cool. It's so
You can tell it's his first time in Jakarta because he said what he did was he rolled down the window. While he was in Jakarta traffic. I'm like, no, we don't do that here. It's too hot outside. But obviously taking it all in. And you mentioned a fun fact that your dad was here when, was it in the 80s?
He was here in the 80s, yeah. I believe it was 82 or 85, I can't remember the exact year.
Do you remember what he told you about his experiences coming here?
I do. He said everyone, the people were so accommodating and so lovely. He had really, really amazing things to say about Indonesian people in general. And he also said the language is so much fun and it's so easy to learn as an English speaker. Everything's so phonetic, and yesterday we were singing an Indonesian song and I was able to pick it up really easily.
Right.
And it was really cool for me. It's like amazing. I mean, I'm lucky enough to travel sort of everywhere, and for me to be able to pick up a language quickly is inviting.
Nice. Have your Indonesian friends been teaching you any words? Any new words?
Only the bad ones.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. You probably shouldn't say it on air.
No. And you know, one of the greatest things about you know, working in the arts, like you're a singer, you're a musician, we get to talk about different kinds of feelings, right? Like for example, the song that you sang earlier basically talked about love. But sometimes singers or musicians or songwriters, they also write about other feelings, even difficult feelings, including grief. And you do have a story about that as well, right?
I do, yeah. I mean, I think we all have stories about grief. I've lost people close to me. I lost my older brother when I was younger in a car accident, and just kind of dealing with that sort of taught me a lot about just my emotional threshold as a human and as a songwriter, and just trying to cope and deal with grief. And more recently, I wrote a song, or a few songs, about losing a close friend of mine. Just had a falling out and kind of couldn't get past it. So this latest EP is about that. But I think as a songwriter, it's just an extension of being human. I was chatting with a co-writer of mine the other day, and we were just chatting about what it means to be an artist and what we want to be, what we want to get out of being an artist. And I think the biggest thing for me is to be able to say things for people that can't say them themselves. So I spent years and years trying to explore my emotions and understand sort of what's going on within me, not for me, but in hopes that when I say something, somebody relates to it, it makes them feel seen a little bit more, it makes them feel a little bit more heard and loved and connected. Because I think like the world's so disconnected these days, and anything I can do to help being more connected, that's my goal here.
What's your songwriting process like? I'm sure it's different, because when you listen to Taylor Swift, like, it's like she's pouring everything. All of the heartbreak is just everything, no censor, right? I don't know how much she cried or how much she screamed probably in the studio. I mean, it's like, what's your songwriting like?
I mean, I wouldn't compare myself to Taylor Swift, but I think I can relate to that. Cheers, Taylor. We love Taylor. We're Taylor stands here. And yeah, I mean, I can definitely relate to that. I think with anything in the arts, is all you can be is vulnerable and all you can be is authentic. Because if you're not that, then what are you? Like, what are you expressing here, and who is this for? I think, I try to be as vulnerable as possible, and even to speak to the Silver Lining EP that I just put out, it's me processing something in real time, and it helps me go through it. And ultimately, I can't lie about the things that I'm going through. I gotta be present with those things.
And you mentioned that for 24/7 365, it was the tune that came first. Is it always the case, or do you sometimes just write some lyrics as well first, and then try to come up with the music? How does that all work out?
It really depends. I mean, it's really song dependent. I think most of the time I'm melody first. I always start with melody and a concept. So whether it's 24/7 365 was melody first, and then I came up with the concept. I love you 24/7 365, and then from there I was like, okay, throughout the chorus, what if visually every lyric said a number in it, and then we culminated in the 24/7 365. So there's probably math in there too. I failed math. I didn't do very well at that. I can say 24/7 365. That's about as high as I can.
So you made your debut not so long ago, correct?
Yeah.
2021. So it was certainly a quick rise to fame. We have 4 Juno Award nominations. Are you familiar with the Junos? Very prestigious musical awards in Canada. Many Canadians have won this prestigious award as well.
It's like AMI here in Indonesia.
Correct. Yeah, it's like the way we have one in Indonesia. The SOCAN 2022 Pop Awards as well, and remaining in the top 5 of Canadian emerging artists. So Did you see this coming, and how does it make you feel?
Nope, not at all. I mean, once again, to talk about the songs, that's where it all started for me. I was producing a lot of music prior to this. I made a bunch of dance music, and then I wrote music for other artists as a producer and as a songwriter.
Right.
And then I wrote a song called Lights in 2020, and it was a story of a breakup that I'd gone through. And nobody else wanted to sing it, because they were like, it's really personal and really special to you, and this whole thing. And I was like, cool, I'll try. And I'd never sung before, and I was like, I'll just figure it out.
Right.
And then I learned how to sing. I just spent my entire lockdown just learning how to sing, and
Right, because the pandemic just started,
yeah,
right?
it was perfect timing. It was. I think my career is very serendipitous with this pandemic.
That's really weird, because for most musical artists, they found that the pandemic was what kind of held things back a little bit. But in fact, it was the opposite for you.
Yeah, I was really fortunate, and I think to even speak to this EP, I think that's kind of my outlook on a lot of things lately in my adult life is just. I'm trying to find that silver lining, and I'm trying to find the positive in a negative situation. I think it's really easy to get caught up. I mean, especially for me, to get caught up in the negative things that are happening in the world, and with family and friends and falling outs and that whole thing, and life in general. But I think if you can focus on the positive and connect with other people on it, then that's the goal here.
I like that one. I would underline what you said about connection. Because sometimes when you talk about positivity, right, people tend to misunderstand that it's like, oh, I'm not going to feel this pain because, we have to be positive.
Yeah.
No, it's like not really that. And to help that process, that transition from being in that negative mode to positivity is actually that connection.
I think you're right.
Right?
And I think the way I like to think about it is I think the best thing you can do for yourself is for somebody else. It's the thing that always makes you feel the best. It's not what you do for yourself. It's not going to the spa. It's not buying yourself something nice. You never feel good about that.
Yeah.
It's how did I make you feel today, and how did we connect, and how did that human connection make us both feel better? Because I think that spreads too, right? It's not just one-dimensional, and that's. As a musical extension, that's really what I try to focus on. It's just like, hey, are we feeling this together today? At a show, are we here? Are we present?
Just gave me goosebumps. My wife told me this morning during breakfast that, you want to feel better about yourself?
Yeah.
Be nice to other people. Do good things for other people, because that will make you feel way better than if you just did something nice for yourself.
I completely agree.
That's it. Saturday night. We're spitting facts.
It is. It's true. It's true from back then. It's true now, because Abraham Lincoln used to say that as well. You do good, you feel good, and even now there's this Harvard study, 80-year study about the key of happiness is basically when you connect. The quality of the relationship that you have with people is what will bring you happiness.
Absolutely.
Who's your musical influence?
You, I think. I heard you whistling, and I was like, yo, let's
Great singing voice.
unbelievable.
Yeah, she keeps us entertained during the break.
So you're number one. And then I hear you rap, so number two.
Oh, hey.
One of my music influences. Today, I really love Billie Eilish. I'm a big fan of Billie Eilish. I really love Nicki. I'm not sure if you guys know Nicki. She's great. She's awesome. Wicked live. Who else do I like? I like her. I like Dean Lewis, Harry Styles. I like everybody. I'm easy to please. I love country music. I love rap music. I love pop music. It doesn't matter. For me, it's just about the songs and about somebody's message. It's whatever bow or package the song is in, then I'm happy to listen to it if it's a good song.
I always feel like Canadian musicians fly a little bit under the radar, especially because we're right next door to the United States.
North America,
right.
exactly.
So how do you feel as an emerging Canadian artist being able to travel around the world and kind of basically you're representing Canada in this case, right? How does that feel? I feel like that way sometimes when I'm here. People always ask me like, what are things like in Canada? As an Indonesian who grew up in Canada, for you as a musician, there is that added pressure of being a Canadian musician as opposed to just a North American musician. So tell me a little bit about how you feel and how you're going to take that attitude in your tour across Asia here.
I guess it's added pressure. I would love to do right by Canada. Canada's done really right by me, and I've loved growing up there, and I feel very grateful to be there. I think, not to be biased, but Canadian musicians are taking over the world. It's so incredible to watch great artists like Tate McRae and Justin Bieber in The Weeknd, and who else? Shawn Mendes, and I'll put myself way at the bottom of that list. But there's so many incredible Canadian artists these days, and I feel so lucky to be among a group of really talented people. So I think it's been a matter of time. I think Canada's been an underdog for a long time, sort of in the musical scene. It's always overshadowed by the U.S., but I think what's amazing in Canada is there's a really great community of people, and it's really easy to share things there and to be seen and to be heard. Really, really great fans.
We love our artists and fully support them. And see, I told you, Canadians are nice, right?
Yeah, I think. Yes, I think also more
Beautiful.
tightly knit as well. Yes, connection, my friend, connection.
Right.
Yes.
We have one more performance for our audience, but before we get to it, tell us about Last Girl.
Last Girl.
Is this about your ex?
No,
Fiance? Stop listening now.
yeah. No, this the title is a bit misleading, and that was pretty intentional. It makes it sound like it was about the last girl that I was with, but it's actually about the last girl I'm bringing home. And it's another song about it's another song about my fiance. It's about the moment I knew that I wanted to be with her for the rest of my life. And it was a moment on her parents' at her parents' place. They live on a river, and we were out on the river swimming, and she came up out of the water, and I looked at her, and I was like, that's the last person I've ever met.
So sweet.
Well, thankfully, you're going to grace us with a performance of Last Girl, but before that, thank you so much for stopping by. I know you don't have a lot of time because you're stopping in so many different cities and countries, but we do thank you for taking the time to be with us here and gracing us with your performances, and good luck. When's the performance?
I'm playing here in Jakarta. I'm opening for Niall Horn on Saturday.
This weekend.
Yes, I'm so excited. He's been an idol of mine forever, so I'm very grateful to share a stage with him.
Yeah, and Elijah is going to be touring Asia as well, and if you want to know of the dates in Asia, you can check it out at ElijahWoods.com.
There you go.
There you go.
Elijah, please go ahead and take your place on the stage. And again, I mean, we had a conversation earlier about, I mean, it's been so nostalgic for me because I seldom get to meet somebody from my hometown.
I know.
And it's just nice to see that, you know, Canadian music has just come such a long way since I've been there. In the last 20 years I've been here. And it continues to be on the rise.
There you go.
All right. So without any further ado, we will take another short break and we will be back with more recaps later on. Yes. But once again, please welcome to the C Morning Show. This is Elijah Woods with Last Girl.
St. Lawrence River, 4:45. You ask if I'm swimming, and I didn't think twice. My head going under, I come up for air, and you're just sitting there. There must be something in the water, 'cause I've never seen it this clear. Is you and me in the August heat, the bright orange everglow, the southern sky, when it hits your eyes, there ain't nowhere I wanna go. This moment is perfect, sunburned, shirtless, then everything starts to move slow. Then suddenly it just hit me, you're the last girl I'm bringing home. The low-lit horizon, the song in the silence, a bottle of lightning, the words can't describe it, but all I know, there ain't no way that I'm letting go. I swear there must be something in the water, 'cause I've never seen it this clear. It's you and me in the August heat, the bright orange everglow, southern sky, when it hits your eyes, there ain't nowhere I wanna go. This moment is perfect, sunburned, shirtless, then everything starts to move slow. Then suddenly, it just hit me, you're the last girl I'm bringing home.